Coming up, a Sad Styles production. Get into it.
What is that shirt supposed to be? It's a table.
Yeah, it's like impressionist art. Alex,
here's my impression of it. It looks like shit.
Oh, we're gonna get into this thing, are we? That
no, but
you go to an
true.
art gallery and you go, my child could have drawn this.
Well, listen, objectively, a child could draw that. In fact,
a robot could draw it too.
9 times out of 10, that is drawn by a child.
I disagree.
Have you seen preschools?
No, I haven't. Mikey,
you're not allowed. Sorry, you're not allowed there
Oh,
anymore. Yeah, I forgot.
They didn't have the intention behind it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They didn't have the years of suffering.
They didn't intend to look like a children's drawing. They just lacked the skills to do anything but.
You know what's ironic?
Alanis Morissette's song?
This looks like a child drew it, but a child actually made your shirt.
Yeah, it's H&M. Of course a child made this.
And welcome to the Retrograde
podcast where we remind you what you used to love and whether or not you still should.
I'm Andrew Bascom, and with me as always is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself,
Mikey Andretti. He's bringing it back, baby.
He's back. Mikey Andretti is the best nickname for Mikey Aaronworth, my co-host here.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Yes.
Look at us sitting across the room from each other.
Yes.
What arrogant assholes we were pre-Christmas after we'd finished getting ahead on a bunch of our recordings.
Yes.
We shook hands with one another.
Yeah.
And you said Merry Christmas, and I said we're definitely going to see each other again before Christmas.
And of course we were.
Of course we were.
And then
A month went by.
because we both got sick. We both had COVID. If you didn't watch last week's episode or listen to last week's episode, we both got COVID.
Yes.
So we recorded last week's remotely.
Yes.
And now we're back in the same room.
We're back in the same room, and it
exciting.
feels so good.
Yes.
And now we won't even have to edit any delays between our communications anymore, except for when I say those things that are so funny that they go over your head, and you just kind of, you disassociate.
Yeah.
You're
I
like,
do,
that was so funny, and your eyes glaze over. I'm like, Andrew, Andrew,
what's going on?
You're not laughing at my jokes anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Yes.
Every time that no one laughs at your joke,
They
they're like,
disassociate because it's so funny.
Too good.
And that's how I know how funny I can be. It's just awkward anytime I've been at a live show when the entire audience disassociates for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's
a
like,
huge issue.
They just don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get it.
They don't get it.
They don't get my art.
And who does? Except for you.
Thank you very much. And that's why I'm here with Mikey Andretti. And we're back to do another retrograde. I'm so excited. 2022, this will be our year. Everything's looking up.
Everything's going to be great, baby.
Here we go.
I can't imagine what's possibly going to go wrong.
Let's go.
But listen, the reason I'm Mikey Andretti is obviously we have a very, very special episode. One of the biggest bangers of a game that we've ever done on this podcast.
IndyCar 1889.
IndyCar 1889.
Of course I meant 1989, but you know what I meant.
It's the Senna simulator.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
it's everything you do, you have to decide. It's like, should you go straight through the corner into the guardrail or should you take the corner? It's a really quick game.
Jesus
it's a really quick game.
Dark.
And you realize pretty quickly, no matter what your decision is, you can't take the corner.
No. It's the illusion of free will.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an illusion, Michael.
Speaking of the Matrix.
Speaking of the Matrix, do you want to talk about the Matrix?
Well, I talked about it a little bit last week, and I don't think you've seen it yet, have
I
you?
have not seen it yet. Movie theaters are still shut down in Ontario.
That's true.
So when
you do, we'll bring it back up because I've said my piece. I didn't want to spoil anything, but I'd love to
appreciate that.
get into it with you.
Yes.
Once we actually do
Like a hot tub.
Like a hot tub.
Yeah.
We'll sit in there.
I'd love to get into that with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should record a whole podcast from a hot tub one time.
I know someone who did a podcast where they record the whole thing inside a swimming pool.
Inside a swimming pool?
Inside a swimming
That was filled with water?
Yeah, well, yeah. They're not skateboarding in it.
Well, I don't know.
This is what is this? Lords of Dogtown? Lords of Podtown?
Oh my God. Wait, everyone shut up. Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up. We're going to the trademark office now. Take the mics with you.
What do you know about skateboarding? Nothing? Good enough.
Good enough for me.
Good enough.
Yeah, no, I think if when I watch The Matrix, I think we'll do a Mushroom Club, which is of course patreon.com/retrograde podcast.
Yes.
It's our Patreon. I think we'll do a whole episode about that. Same as Spider-Man.
Yes.
Same as a couple other things.
Well, actually, we should get into this then, because typically what we like to do on this podcast is take a look back at the games that we used to play when we were kids. Usually it's something we had an affinity towards one way or another. We rate and review the game as we remember it back when we played it.
Okay.
Then we take a little bit of a break. We play the game, play you some of that audio if you're listening,
That's a
or
good
some
idea.
of the video of us playing if you're watching over on YouTube, which feel free to do that and subscribe. Then we come back, rate and review the game out of 4 bits as it holds up in the modern day against the likes of modern games. And this week, we're doing Super Mario Kart.
Super Mario Kart.
Which is enormous. What a
Huge.
big way to start 2022. But Andrew, there's a story behind why we're doing this.
And what's that, Mikey?
Well, recently...
Like, I know. I just want you to tell everyone
do you
else.
know?
No, I don't.
I knew it.
Yeah,
you haven't been
got
paying
me.
attention, baby.
You saw right through it.
IGN released an article recently. Their top
That sounds like
100
them.
games of all time. End of story. They released an article.
Whoa! What is this? What is this? February already? They released an article?
They do one every 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, journalism is just the gold rush right now. Get into journalism.
Well, get into journalism so you can get paid 95 cents an article.
Yes.
And you have to release, I don't know, a few hundred a day. And that's why you get schlock like. Which article are you talking about?
The top 100 video games of all time. Now, listen. There's a little tie-in. You mentioned our Patreon account. Over on Patreon, patreon.com/the Retrograde Podcast.
Yes.
You can join the Mushroom Club. It's about $5 a month. We give you a minimum of 2 episodes per month. We usually do more than that.
Yes, we do.
And one of the first episodes of this month of January, we're going to be giving our top 5 overrated and top 5 underrated picks from that list that IGN did.
So that list is crazy. There are elements of it easily giving us 10 spots where we can find overrated, underrated, 5 each.
Easily.
It's it's a bananas list. So go over there and listen to us talk about it because we haven't recorded it yet, and Mikey and I are literally like chomping at the bit.
We're what?
We're chomping at the bit. Oh, am I doing it wrong again?
No. What sorts of things chomp at bits, Andrew?
Dogs.
Well, you don't put a bit in a dog's mouth.
Can you get off your high dog and just stop talking to me like that?
If we don't say the word, we can't use the drop. Maybe it'll come up later in the episode.
Maybe it will come up later in the episode.
If you're new to this podcast, you are confused as fuck right now.
You're bewildered.
What we wanted to do was apart from the Patreon episode, where we're going to go into detail, we wanted to take one game that we noticed was not on this list as a glaring omission.
Which there were several.
But this one feels like a great one. Super Mario Kart, not on the top 100 games of all time, which is baffling.
Yeah, it's funny that just we're almost cheating a little bit, but like how you rank modern day games, and I think something like that list is actually really good. There's a lot of connections between that list or trying to make a list like that in this podcast,
right? Because
you're trying to relate old games to new games and going like, well, if we had to just look at new games, well, of course, Super Mario 8 is better than Super Mario Kart, but Super Mario Kart has so much. Like, there is no Mario Kart 8 without Super Mario Kart.
So there is no kart racing without Super Mario Kart. That's the thing. And even still, if here's what I dislike about that list, and it's a thankless job making a top 100 list of all time. Thankless. You're never going to get it right. You're never going to get it right. But if you have one game from a franchise on the list as representation for the entire franchise, that I kind of understand.
Yeah.
That's definitely not what they did, because there are some examples where they have 2 of the same one on there.
Yes.
Mario Kart 8 even, the only Mario Kart showing on this list, 72.
Yes, and it's the highest.
That's the highest Mario Kart racing game on there, which is absurd. So we thought that as kind of an introduction to our thoughts on the list and what you're going to get more of over on Patreon if you want to go listen this week. Mario Kart is a great representation of it, and it gives us an excuse to play a game we've always wanted to play on this podcast.
We haven't played a lot of Super Nintendo games recently.
Yes.
And the Super Nintendo was just such a big nostalgia trip for both of us. It holds such high esteem in our heads because it's one of our first consoles I remember holding and like playing.
Yep.
And the graphics really took such a step up, and you're like, oh my God, this is just one of those ones I love to go back and playing, because sometimes too, when we'll play Super Mario 8, that's something you have on the Switch.
Yes.
Super Mario 8, Mario Kart 8.
Yep.
Thank you very much. It's a lot and keeps getting a lot. And there's parts of it where you have the most simple version of the game, like in Super Mario Kart, that is so fun and like simple, and there's parts of it work just so well because of it.
I totally agree, and we'll get into just our thoughts on Mario Kart as well, maybe closer to the time of us talking about this game specifically, but in general, before we take a little bit of a left turn and talk some nonsense for a little while, as we normally do on this podcast, before we get into the game itself, what is your favorite of the Mario Kart franchise? Do you have one entry that is your favorite?
And this is why ranking games is difficult. We've only done 200 episodes of this, but what is the best technical game, and what's the game that holds the closest to you, which is something we battle all the time in this podcast. Of course. And Super Mario Kart 64, to me, is my favorite one because it's the one I played the most. It was the one I go back to the most still. And even though maybe Double Dash or something else is like probably superior.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 64 will always hold the best part.
Double Dash is my favorite of
really?
the entire franchise.
Oh,
I love Double Dash. I know that's not incredibly
Wow.
popular, but I do love the fact that there are some unique power-ups to each of the racers, that you have 2 racers per, so there's a little bit of strategy in getting that. I love the mechanics of it.
Is that why they call it Double Dash?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Is that really it?
Wait, because there's double is the one when you're talking about how many?
It's twice as much as the other one.
So
Yeah, so what was it before? 1? No.
1.
Well, one times one.
Because no. Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah,
you
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
you sure?
Yeah,
You sure?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he's thinking. Everyone shut up, he's thinking.
I selected.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking.
You're really stressed here.
I selected
Please go to YouTube to see how red Mikey's face is.
Mario. I selected Mario.
Okay.
And that was the only racer in my cart.
And so if you double that, so 1 times 1 is
1. Okay, so there's only one racer.
There's only
Double
one
Dash.
racer. Maybe they did because of alliteration.
Maybe double dash.
And they're going fast.
Oh, you got those. You know, you have like all these rumors about how people who write things for kids are fucking pervs. Like in Lion King, it's like you can see it. You can see sex written in the clouds.
Yeah.
And then in
Little Mermaid,
there's a guy with a boner.
Yeah, I think that's the castle. That's the penises are the tops.
Oh, isn't there like the priest who's marrying them and he's got a boner?
He's got a boner
when they kiss.
Yeah,
and then there's also Rescuers Down Under. There's a pornography tape.
There is. This is news to me.
Yeah,
I need to find my copy of Rescuers Down Under.
And here's the thing: is like you get someone writing Mario Kart Double Dash, and they're like Double D.
Double D's nuts.
Double D's nuts. I mean, it works on so many levels. Double the number of levels as the earlier ones.
Exactly. 1.
But I do I do agree with you though. I think Mario Kart 64 is like my formative Mario Kart experience. Right. So I'm interested to go back because I definitely played Super Mario Kart, but nowhere near as much as Mario Kart 64. Yeah. Listen, I played it.
No one can say I didn't. You can't say that.
You're not allowed to. I will slander you. That's how that works, right?
I'll slander you. The threat of slandering now gets you into libel somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious to go back and play it because eventually we will do Mario Kart 64 on this podcast and maybe even Double Dash and this and that as we explore more. But I like Super Mario Kart because it ties in with this top 100 list that we were doing, and it's an excuse to do a major game without really playing our hand with regards to how much we love the franchise as a whole, because this was not my favorite Mario Kart game, even though it was fucking amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to go back and play this game.
In the meantime, Andrew, what else have you been going back and doing? I mean, it's been a while since we've recorded.
Yes.
You must have been filling your time somehow, unless you're just sitting in an empty room again. You're not doing that again, are you?
No. We had that intervention. It worked really well. Games-wise, I'm going back and playing games that I have ignored, my backlist.
Okay.
And Mikey, this is a game that you and I said we would do, and both gave up so quickly, and now I've gone back, and I see the light now.
Okay.
If you're sitting at home and saying God of War, shame on you.
Shame on you. We're not going back. Fuck that
not
game.
Doing
Fuck that
game. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
But Ragnarok, I'm excited.
Honestly, I'm going to play it. I'm going to play Ragnarok for sure.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, amazing.
I am like halfway done the game. It's great.
I said that you would love that game.
It's great.
So I'm going to take credit for this.
Okay. Yeah, it's not shocking. But is the story element is interesting?
Yes.
You know, it's a world. I found myself, you know, I'd played, I don't know, an hour, and I was like, okay, I don't know, whatever. And my player one's like, what's this about? And I'm like, well, it's a world that's post or modern day civilization, but there's metal animals.
Yeah.
But they've gone back to more of a primal situation, except I think there is a modern day situation. Like, and I did, and I was explaining it. And she's like, that sounds pretty good. I'm like, that does sound pretty good. And I was like, wait a second, should I keep playing this game? And I am, and I'm enjoying it.
That's amazing. I liked the gameplay. If you're new to this podcast, I've said this often, I just have trouble getting into that traditional, almost stereotypical gameplay style of like the Assassin's Creed, the Lord of the Rings, like Shadow of Mordor, Horizon Zero Dawn, any of these open world games where it's very much about just like, do your missions here, unlock like a viewpoint so that you can get more missions unlocking around you.
Your weapons need to be upgraded. Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima would be similar, that sort of thing. It's a very addictive formula, but it makes everything feel very samey to me. And I found Horizon Zero Dawn didn't do enough to break out of that mold. Freudian
slip.
much.
Yeah,
because I gave it up.
You done gave it up.
Done gave it up.
Well, good for you, Mikey.
Even like Ghost of Tsushima,
Yes.
game where I appreciated the combat in that game way more than Horizon Zero Dawn. I gave up on playing that game as well because it just everything started to feel kind of similar. Like that formula just feels generic to me now.
I get that. I really do. And I will say the intro to the game, like the extended prequel to the story of you growing up as Aloy and like just see people die and the Death March comes in.
Not Aloy. Aloy,
sorry, Jesus Christ.
What do you think? What do you actually say? What you're going to say, and then I'll ask you the question.
Okay.
Because, but just know I'm not really going to be listening to what you said because I'm going to be thinking about how to ask you the question.
I often, Mikey's just always looking up, and I'm always like, okay, well, that's nice. I
got to fix that light bulb.
There he goes again. Okay, is that it takes a long time to get into like actually opening
soundproof thing on the roof there.
It takes a long time to open up the world to go like, oh, now what do you want to do? Because until then, it's like on rails going like, now you got to do this cutscene. Now you got to do this cutscene.
Like 5 or 6 hours or so.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that was what discouraged me earlier in this game from playing it. And now that I've opened up the world, I'm like, oh, fun. Okay.
I did get to that point as well so that people don't. I think I honestly probably put 10, 12 hours into it and then just kind of. And I did enjoy those 10, 12 hours. It's just the same thing with all of the games with that sort of formula. At a certain point, I just get burnt out on it.
I totally understand that. I got to the point where now I can override the animals and use it like whistle it.
Oh, nice.
And it reminded me of Red Dead Redemption because you know what I like doing in video games, Mikey? I like riding horses.
You like riding horses?
I said it! First one in 2022, baby!
Ride like the wind, bullseye.
You're a good podcast.
Nay. We knew we would get there.
Yeah.
We knew we would get there. Yeah. I get it. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
I am. But here's the question. I don't remember much of what you just said apart from horses.
Okay.
What would this is the question that I was going to ask you.
Please.
What would your name be if you were living in the era of Horizon Zero Dawn? Keeping in mind, it's got to be a blatant misinterpretation of how a type of metal is pronounced.
Yeah. I've always loved the word metallurgy. Oh, I just think metallurgy is a incredibly sexual word.
It absolutely is.
It is.
You're fucking some steel.
Oh, and it's liquid. We're combining two steels together, which I would often say they're like, what's your name? Like metallurgy. It's combining two into one. And then I wink and they're like, get away from me. I'm like, yeah, okay.
I understand.
I totally understand that. I will respect your space. I ride a mechanical dinosaur horse off into the distance.
Well, would you pronounce it metallurgy?
No, well, that's when a couple of them combine into one.
Yeah, that's when 3 combine into one.
Yeah, 3 to combine, at least.
So your name would be metallurgy?
Yeah.
Because I think mine would be like bronze or something.
But is that bronze?
Yeah, it's bronze.
Oh, bronze.
Because they just purposely... Like, why are you pronouncing it Aloy?
I think that we get into this. Why? I think there's going to be an answer eventually.
Well, no, I think it's just...
Because they're stupid.
They're just dummies. They're just big old dummies.
Spoiler alert to the end. Somebody comes on stage and goes, you're all stupid. And you're like, oh.
I hate it in that game when you get to the point where people have machine guns they're using against you. I'm like, fuck this.
What? They're shooting arrows still, kind of?
Yeah,
you're like, what? Yeah. Why would I do this? I know a gun exists.
Exactly. No, I'm glad you liked it. Are you trying to beat it in time to play Horizon Forbidden West?
Yeah, I if I beat it in time, I will, but I do want to beat this game.
Yeah. Because that comes out in February, Andrew. You don't have a long time.
Well, that's a very scary month. Don't get into that, okay?
February.
Second scariest month of the year.
We got some good plans for that. Speaking of scary games, I reconnected with a couple of my university buddies over the weekend and played
Mikey's lying again.
What's that?
Mikey's lying again.
Okay, fine. I played on my own. But I do have dolls with their real hair on them.
There we go. Good.
So
that sounds right.
It's basically them.
Yes.
If I stick a pin in them, they will feel it. The dolls will.
That would be horrible to have a doll made of you that you feel pain and you keep going like, doctor, I don't know what's going on. My back is killing me. I'm like one step away from the Rebaxaset doll from the 90s. I'm like, oh, my back.
I like the idea that you're saying that. The doctor's just giving up on you. His back's to you. And you're like, I'm telling you, I'm feeling these pains. And then he's like, fucking... And then you're like, doctor, what do you have over there in your hands? He's got like a doll of you. He's just like poking it.
I just always imagine all doctors have a huge book of all the maladies that you could be, facing. And he kind of closes the book. He goes, I have no idea what it is. Have we thought about magic? Have we entered the dark arts? Is that an option?
If there are, leave me out of it because I entered the realm of the dark arts with Phasmophobia was the game that we decided to play. A game I had played earlier in my life and decided to play again because it was the only game that we all had in common. So we're like, let's all just jump into Phasmophobia.
Okay, so Mikey, two things. You gotta explain what Phasmophobia is. And also, with the understanding, I'm just gonna tell everyone now, we wanted to do this for Retrograde.
Yes.
And could not figure out a way to do it properly in the format of this podcast.
Right, exactly.
So think about us playing this game while Mikey's describing it.
With the understanding that we are big scaredy cats. Andrew probably a bigger scaredy cat than me, to be fair.
Honestly, I don't think that's true, but I'm not in the position to argue it. I'm a big scaredy cat, so I'm gonna go like, well, you're not wrong, but you might be. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's a game where you're basically ghost hunters, but here's the kicker. The ghosts are also hunting you.
They're hunting the most dangerous game of all. Humans.
Yeah. So you have a group of 2 to 4 people or so, and you start in a truck. You get an objective from a disembodied British man who's like, I've got some jobs for you. And he's like, Here's what you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to find out what kind of ghost is haunting this place.
Okay.
There are some different settings. There's like a regular suburban house. There's a creepy cabin. There's a campsite. There's a few other different levels.
Campsite?
Yeah, like Friday the 13th.
Oh.
In fact, if you go on the dock in that level and you're like looking around, you see bubbles in the water and then a mask floats up.
No,
it's pretty cool. Like
that
a Jason
is so
mask. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm sorry, you said different types of ghosts? What does that mean?
So there's like, I think probably like 16 different types of ghosts.
Whoa.
All based on, quote unquote real ghosts.
Oh, okay. So can I name a couple?
Yeah.
Spooky?
Yes.
Scary.
That is
Scary.
Primo numero uno.
Spooky? Spooky? Scary.
Yes.
Creepy? Crawly.
Crawly is there as well.
James Crawley. Invisible?
Yes, until they hunt you.
Until they clown?
But that's the invisible one.
Small Victorian child?
Small Victorian child.
I'm sorry. I don't want to spoil this for you. Keep going.
No, small Victorian child is the creepiest one. No, it's like
grandmother.
Large Victorian child.
6 foot Victorian child. Same outfit old.
Big 6 foot Victorian child in a diaper with a lolly.
Where has my mommy gone? Oh God.
He's not hunting you, he's just crushing you with his hugs.
I'm looking for a oh my God. Large Victorian child. Okay.
You can either throw a crucifix at them or a lolly, and that just keeps him satisfied. He's got one of those Stay Puft marshmallow hats on with the tassels.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Curly blonde hair.
Exactly.
5 o'clock shadow.
So you got like banshees and all these different like weird wisps or whatever the fuck. I haven't played it enough to know specifically what all the types are, but you figure out what type of ghost it is because some of them will respond to some types of machinery that you have, or if you throw a book on the ground, it'll write in it, or if you see like frozen breath. So you'll start to like mark down some of the evidence that you find. So it'll be like evidence, real hard evidence.
Also, the first thing I do when I see a ghost, I'm like, ooh, interesting. Right.
Well, when there's money in it, yeah, you're going to take your job seriously.
I'm sorry, how is there money in this?
Well, because people are paying you to hunt their ghosts. As you're going through, you'll be like, oh, a ghost wrote in a book. So ghost writing is one. You mark that off. And then you look in the like appendix or like the encyclopedia of ghosts, and it's like these ones respond to ghost writing. So then it's like, okay, well, some of them also have freezing temperatures. So you walk around, you see your breath, and you're like, okay, freezing temperatures here. You mark that off, and then you kind of figure out what the ghost is. Then you get paid for it. Sometimes there's other side missions like take a picture of the ghost or get it to interact with you, have it hunt you and escape. And when the ghost hunts you, Andrew, I've never enjoyed something less in my life. It sucks so bad. Because you walk around, you have a microphone on, and you can actually like communicate with the ghost like real life. So you'll be like, it'll tell you its name, and it'll be like, you can use its name to anger it sometimes. So you'll be like, Paul.
What a good ghost name.
Paul. Randy.
Are you trying to do an affection like a ghost too? Paul.
Paul Bear.
That's pretty good. I like
Pretty
that.
good. So you'll do that, and then if the ghost hunts you, you have to like turn off your flashlight, hide in a closet or hide in a corner, and then but if it gets you, it pops up on your screen and kills you, and it sucks so bad.
So you're just waiting.
Yes, and hoping.
And hoping, staring at a screen that a ghost won't immediately pop out and kill you. Wow, that sounds miserable.
It is miserable, but it can be fun up until that point.
What a weird strategy for a ghost, though. Hide. Like the ghost will be like, where? Nah, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
I guess I'll go back to being a ghost now.
I guess I'll just kind of wait around. And there's these weird moments where like you're like, okay, we know that it's in the bathroom somewhere. So you have 4 people walking around the bathroom like Paul, like flashing like UV lights and all this stuff. And I'm like, so the ghost is just in this bathroom like up against a wall. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I think they found me. I think they found me. Paul, oh God, he knows my name.
Hopefully I don't step in the salt that they lay down there, because that's a way you can tell if there's a ghost there. So you know what? It can be fun to play Phasmophobia. It's enormous on Twitch. A lot of people are Twitch streaming it for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
It gives you some comedy elements there. A game that I hope I never play again. I hope I never play it again.
Well, that Mikey has just put into the universe that we will definitely be playing it for Retrograde.
Obviously be playing it for Retrograde. A scant 10 months away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But you know what? A game that I do want to play again?
What's that?
Sometime in my life.
What's that?
Fucking Mario Kart.
Buddy, this is like one of those games where I'm like, let's scrap the rest of it. Let's just play this for 2 hours, please.
Honestly, it's just, and even a one as simple as Super Mario Kart. You know, when and this is something funny that I noticed when I was looking up some of the notes on the game. I like to get some trivia and some development notes.
I'd love to hear some trivia.
Well, so here's the thing. It came out in September 1st, 1992.
Okay.
Which is, it was developed and published by a company called Nintendo. You heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard it. Oh, Nintendo.
You know them?
Yeah,
I've heard of
them.
these big hitters? Kind of pretty popular in the industry. I'm not sure if you knew that.
It's a little mainstream for me, but yeah.
A little mainstream, of course it is.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
September 1st, 1992, just 9 years and 10 days before 9/11.
Wow.
So you tell me. You tell me.
Connected?
Phasmophobia. Write down the evidence.
Bowser?
Bowser.
Bowser?
Hardly knew her. Released on the SNES, which isn't a given, even though it's called Super Mario Kart, because towards the end of the NES life cycle, there were games that they would just call like Super this, even though it was on the end. And then someone in Nintendo's like, what if we just called the console that? And they're like, well, we already called a couple games that, so maybe we... No, fuck it. We're shutting the door on those games.
Carl, you're fired.
Carl, get the fuck out of here. Go invent another Virtual Boy. So here's the thing that I found so interesting about...
If you're fired from Nintendo, does Robbie the robot carry out a box for you just on the way out? They're like, time to go. Like, oh, really?
But Rob's never worked that well, so they have to get you to stand in a very specific place. They get it there, and it kind of like malfunctions. Like, just wait. It's going to pick you up. You have to stand... No, a little bit to your left.
Yeah, exactly. Now you should... Okay, no one look at it. No one look at it for a second. It's good. Now it's holding a banker's box.
Say its name. Rob, are you angry? Like you're hunting ghosts. Throw salt at it. But I'm reading in Wikipedia and it's explaining like gameplay. And in my mind, I'm like, why would you ever need to explain the gameplay of this game? Like everyone fucking knows what Mario Kart and how this works. But there's a huge leap I'm taking as someone who knows video games. Like if you've never heard of video games, you wouldn't have a clue what this is. You're like, I'm talking to someone who hasn't played video games and I'm like, it's a kart race. You race karts and you win. And they're like, then why am I holding a banana and half of a turtle? What is happening? Why is this an element of this racing game? Explain it to me.
And I love that your assumption that, they know what they're talking about is like, are you stupid or what? Banana, turtle, figure it out. God damn it.
You slip on the banana, the turtle goes forward, it spins around, it's really, really fast. Wait, the turtle is fast? Yeah, because you throw it really hard.
It's so simple. Mario, Luigi, Peach, large lizard, large monkey. No, you can't. What are you not getting?
Because like as soon as I finish thinking, I'm like, everyone knows. You don't need to explain the gameplay of this game. The next sentence when it's explaining it is this. This is like a direct quote from Wikipedia. And imagine hearing this as someone who's never played a video game before.
Was that the line?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
In order for them to begin driving, Lakitu will appear with a traffic light hanging from his fishing pole.
Even people that know Mario, it's like, what the hell's a Lakitu? Well, he is the nerd of the turtle family.
He's a big nerd.
Because he's got glasses.
You go from hating him to loving him when he pulls you out of the pond that you just drove into.
Exactly. That makes me think it's like Lakitu's like Jacob's Ladder situation where he's making them race and like, okay, stupid, I'll help you out. You know what I mean?
What if Lakitu is behind all of these Mario character versus Mario character games like Smash Bros, Mario Tennis, Lakitu, because Lakitu's always there.
Yes.
And he's always in a position of authority.
Totally. He's just slightly off camera getting fed grapes by somebody and going like, now play tennis.
St. Elmo's Fire?
What's that?
Is that one where it's in someone's head?
Yes, I think at the end it was. Whoa, wow, we're spoiling a lot of stuff here.
Well,
that's like when JR,
I like the idea.
JR was shot. Sorry,
JR was shot.
When JR was shot, it turned out to be a dream.
JR
from Dallas. Okay, wow. Okay, you know St. Elmo's Fire, but you don't know who shot JR?
No, I've never seen St. Elmo's Fire.
Okay, well that's good. It was the start of the career of one Denzel Washington.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, sure, probably too. Who shot JR from Who Shot Mr. Burns?
Oh,
Who Shot JR? It happened at the end of a season of Dallas. I can't believe we're talking about this. At the end of a season of Dallas, and it was like, you know, this is when like 50 million people watch a single episode of anything, and now it's 1.2 or something for the biggest show on television. And for a whole summer, everyone's like, who shot JR? Who shot? It became a big thing, magazine covers, blah, 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 blah. And then in the episode back, JR's in the shower and they're like, hey, it was like, you must have had a terrible dream.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Oh, no.
And that's why The Simpsons did the parody of Who Shot Mr. Burns. And
okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And over the season, you had to guess who it was and blah, blah, blah. And it still also was an unsatisfying conclusion.
I like the idea that there's someone listening to this episode that it's like, okay, I had one plan today. I had two things that I had to do. Let's make it three. I had three things that I need to do. I had to listen to the Retrograde, but at some point I gotta finish St. Elmo's Fire and I gotta finish this season of Dallas. And then they're sitting here listening like, fuck!
You have to be kidding me. I saw No Way Home. I saw all these things. I was up to date. I didn't think they were going to spoil St. Elmo's Fire for me.
And Dallas, come on. Listen, if you're new to video games and you don't understand, you race cars with bananas, and then also you got some turtles and you throw them right at the other racers.
Yes.
It's not hard.
What makes you go fast, Mikey?
You got a little mushroom.
No, that makes you get big.
No, not in this one,
No,
baby.
not in this one?
No, this one makes you go vroom, vroom.
Okay.
This is a Mazda commercial. It makes you go zoom, zoom, baby.
Zoom, zoom, that creepy little child from The
call
Omen.
mushroom zoomers?
As a drug?
Yeah, don't they?
I don't know.
Well, maybe they do, maybe they don't.
I don't know. Only one way to find out. Taking mushrooms.
So listen, it's pretty traditional from the Mario Kart franchise.
Yes.
Everyone who plays games knows how it works, but there are some slight differences in Super Mario Kart versus the Mario Karts that would come later on.
I'd love to hear it.
GP works like the Grand Prix works a little bit differently. There's 5 lap races. I mean, all the tournaments are the same. It's 4 races and you go, but each of the races are 5 laps as opposed to the traditional 3 laps that you get in most of the new ones. There are some variations on that, like Baby Park, I think is like 8. You get some courses where it's just like 1 long lap again, especially in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
But so 5 lap race is a little bit different, probably a limitation of the hardware. You couldn't make these massive race courses. If you place 4th or higher, you get to go to the next race. If you place below 4th, so 5th or lower, you have to redo the race and you lose a life. And if you run out of lives, the GP's over. But it still comes down to whoever has the highest number of points in the race. So just an added level of like, if you get last place in a Grand Prix in the new Mario Kart games, you can go on. It doesn't matter. Yeah. But you just get no points. This one, there's like this added barrier to prevent you from progressing, which is kind of strange.
It's a classic thing that we talk about in video games. I don't know, pre-96, let's say, where they are just aggressively difficult for the sake of being difficult because the game is not as robust as games that will come in the future. So like we need them to replay it a lot.
And people didn't realize that you didn't need the same level of difficulty, challenge, and fail states as you do in an arcade, because those are artificially baked into arcade games to get more quarters out of you, right? And then you get something like the Super Nintendo and you realize like people don't love fail states because fail states are fun. They put up with them because that's just how you game in an arcade, but in a home console it can be a different story.
Totally.
So they were figuring that out. 8 racers in this one. You got Princess Peach, which
classic.
It's always amazed me. Why is she the only one that gets a title?
That she's princess?
Yeah.
Well, she was, it was her birthright.
Well, what about Plumber Mario? Or is that too ignoble a profession for you, Andrew?
Yeah, I hate the working class, the blue collar workers.
blue cocky.
Blue lives matter.
Well, when you're in a metal orgy, there's a lot of blue cocky everywhere. So you got the badass, let's call him King Bowser.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm just saying.
He is.
Is she? Wait, who is Princess Peach's dad? Who's the king? Unless her mom's the queen.
Oh, that's a good question.
Do we know this?
I'm sure it's out there somewhere. If not in the regular string of things, then definitely some fanfic.
Yeah, or the dark web, yeah.
The dark web. It's got to exist on the dark web somewhere. Give me a break. You got Donkey Kong Jr., who was replaced, obviously, by Donkey Kong as one of the mainstays. You've got Koopa Troopa, Toad, Dinosaur Yoshi, because I'm back to giving titles, and Cuck Luigi. Big old Cuck Luigi.
And Mikey, unrelated to that, who do you relate to most among the characters you can pick?
Oh, you know what? Luigi's just kind of always spoken to me a little bit. I honestly can't put my finger on why, but there's something.
Well, you're not allowed to. You didn't ask permission.
I didn't, and I never would.
No, you wouldn't.
But listen, I would love it if they told me not to. That would make me feel kind of sexy, I think.
Yes, sit in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? If Princess Peach said to me, "Don't touch me," that's only Mario's job. I'd say, okay.
Okay. I see what you're doing.
I see what you're getting at here. So those are the 8 racers.
Oh, God.
There's 20 total tracks. More of a robust game than I kind of expected from this era, which, you know, it makes sense that they would flesh this out as much as they could. But 20 tracks seems like a lot for
it does
that
seem
era,
like a lot.
especially something like F-Zero didn't have anywhere near that number of tracks as far as I can remember.
If you had maybe guessed, I think I would have said 8.
Honestly, yeah. I would have thought the
20's
same
a lot.
thing. Yeah, it is. So that gives them a total of 4 different Grand Prix. There's the different like 50cc, 100cc, 150cc. The Special Cup is unlocked after beating the previous 3 Grand Prix. So it's good. Like this formula was tried and true from the very beginning of Mario Kart.
Yeah, very beginning.
And they didn't need to change it, which again makes me wonder how the fuck isn't this game on the top 100 list for IGN?
There's gonna I can't wait to talk about that.
It's also the first game, and this cannot be understated, the first game to feature playable characters from the Mario series other than Mario or Luigi in a non-platforming game. That's a quote from Wikipedia.
That's interesting.
But like, how much of a mainstay is that in gaming now?
Yeah.
And not just for Mario, for everything. You got Sonic racers, you've got Crash Bandicoot racers, and not even just in racing games. It's like Mario and Sonic at the Olympics.
Yes.
Let's put these major platform mascots in games other than platforming.
Party,
anything like that. And this started that. How do you not give it the love, especially as IGN, a company that said the gameplay mechanics define the genre? That is in their review of the game.
Wow.
And listen,
We
again,
got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about when it goes over there. But if you're still confused as to why we're doing this game on this episode, now you know why.
That's why.
The last thing I want to say, not originally planned as a Mario game.
Really?
It was a traditional kart racing game. They were trying to play around with the size of the models and the characters and the sprites and all that. And one of them just said, it would be interesting to see what it would look like if we put Mario in this situation. And they did it. And they're like, that looks really good.
Carl, you get a raise? Robbie, get his stuff back here.
And that's about it. Look, reception, the fourth best-selling SNES game of all time.
Really?
4th best-selling SNES game of all time, which means it's an era where gaming was like at one of its high points. I believe the SNES era was phenomenal. So one of the best in that regard. Game Rankings gave it an overall aggregate score of a 94%, EGM 34 out of 100, Honest Gamers 10 out of 10, CVG 96%.
Wow.
What more do we need to say about it?
Wow.
It's a fucking fantastic game.
Banger.
Everyone loves it.
Yep.
How much time did you spend playing this game, or did you not really get into Mario Kart as like an addiction until the N64 version?
The N64 one, because I didn't have a Super Nintendo at home. I had a Genesis. And that's as simple as that. That was the barrier to entry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would play it when I would go to friends' houses that had Super Nintendos. I played it more now, kind of like in my adult phase where I'm like, oh, wait, this was kind of a big game. And then you go back and play, you're like, this is pretty good.
That's the interesting thing to me as well. I didn't play it before I played Mario Kart 64. Right. But I did play a lot because I was playing the SNES and the N64 simultaneously. It wasn't like
one with each hand?
Well, yeah, one with each hand. I was doing that. It was actually my eyes would split.
Like a chameleon.
The newspapers were all over it. I was a circus freak show.
The Paps.
The Paps?
The paparazzi.
Oh,
God.
They ran a smear campaign. The Paps smear, they called it.
Oh, God.
We
have a strong first day of school energy here right now. we are like, we missed doing this and now we're all over the place. I agree with you. So you'd play them simultaneously before I made a chameleon joke?
Yeah, I would play them simultaneously. So I because the N64, I was playing that in the mid 90s to late 90s. But I would go back and play the SNES. And Mario Kart was a game that I had probably just like tried and dabbled with when it first came out, but it was not like an addicting thing that I had. I don't think I had a sense of an identity of what I loved about video games. I just loved playing any video game. So you put it in front of me and I'd play it. And then later in my life, when I realized what I liked and disliked, I would seek out some of the older games that I hadn't had a chance to play back in the day. And that's why my first major experience, my first hard memories with Mario Kart are on the 64. And then I went to go play the Super Nintendo. And unfortunately, that means that my impression of the game is a little bit diminished because I'm like, this isn't as good as N64. I didn't, as a kid playing that game, put together the fact that like this was groundbreaking at the time. Right. To me, it was just a lesser version of the game that I'd already played.
Right.
And so when we get into our retro scores,
which we will,
I think we'll probably move into that now. Yeah. It'll be very interesting. You got to keep in mind as the listener, it's a very subjective rating, so we'll get into that in a little bit. Andrew, are you ready to go into a rating?
I am. I'm stressed already. I take back all those, what I said about those stupid idiots at IGN.
I know, it's hard, man.
Ranking and rating things is hard.
It turns out we shouldn't have started a podcast where we have to do it because it's difficult.
What were we thinking?
We were thinking, we're better than them.
Yeah, that's what we were thinking.
But we weren't.
We should have just made the rankings pretty good or nah. Those are the two ones. And because then it'd be so easy. I'd be like, Super Mario Kart, pretty good. And you're like, wow, you got it pretty good. That's awesome. And that would be so much easier.
And then we wouldn't have to, you know what? It's like thumbs up, thumbs down. Although even that is too much like good, bad.
Yeah.
We should just make them really tepid. Like, and
sure. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know is a good one.
Yeah.
Sure. Or I don't know.
This gets and then the problem is like, how many out of 8 I don't knows does this get? You're like, no, fuck. That makes it hard again.
That's not the point.
Okay, so Mikey, do you want to tell them how we do our ranking around here, our scores?
So typically what we like to do on this podcast is take a look back at the games that we used to play when we were kids. As I mentioned at the top of the podcast, our first rating is out of 4 bits based on our memory of what we thought of the game back when we played it, when we were little youngins, back when it first came out.
Yeah.
A very subjective score. So Andrew's going to give you a score out of 4 bits. I'm going to give you a score out of 4 bits, and we're going to take a break, play the game, play some of the audio, come back and rate and review the game as it holds up in the modern day against the likes of modern games like Phasmophobia, like Horizon Zero Dawn, also out of 4 bits. And that combined score out of 16 bits is going to be what tells us how fucking great this game is.
So D-pads, I don't know. I'm just going to talk to you for a second, listeners.
Okay. Can I listen or should I take
No, you can listen because it's about you.
Okay.
I don't know if you picked up what Mikey's putting down here, but he has mentioned subjective 4 times now. So you know a bad score is coming.
No, okay. Here's the thing. Is when people talk about Mario Kart, it's almost like you're not allowed to say bad things about Mario Kart.
Right. Any iteration of it.
Right. It's like, it's like...
Oh, you're really stressed right now.
Yes, because... I like these subjective. I like the fact that we bring subjectivity to the ratings because we were kids, and as a kid, I wasn't thinking there was pressure to love something. Except for my parents' pressure to love me in spite of all my shortcomings,
right?
Which they felt in abundance.
Yes.
But in this case, like I'm a kid, I'm playing a lesser version of a game after the better version of the game. It didn't land with me the way that I wanted to. However, there is a benefit to the fact that I have since played this game. Super Mario Kart, not at the time that it originally came out, but like later in my life. So it's helped color my impression of the game. Whereas if I had just played it in 96 or something like that and let it lay, I don't think I would have liked it.
Right.
But I've come back to it. So in my mind, it is a better, more fleshed out game than I recall.
Like I said, subjective.
Yes.
Okay. So with my ranking, it's tough, right? Like Mikey's saying, it's not for the franchise as a whole. This is for the iteration of just Super Mario Kart. It's like one of the iterations in which I have played the least. It's probably in the back half of those ones. Super Mario Kart's much higher, Double Dash is much higher, and even the new one, Super Mario 8 Deluxe or whatever, is higher in just the amount of time I played. But it doesn't mean this game wasn't any worse. It's not going to be a 4 for me,
right?
Because it wasn't on that pantheon of like best versions of this franchise.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad game. So it's getting a 3.5.
Nice. Okay, so that's all I wanted to clarify with my subjectivity. Because I think the expectation is we don't need to listen to your reviews. This game is a 4 out of 4. But because of that subjectivity, it is a 3.5 for me as well.
Okay.
And I know that that's not a bad score by any stretch, but I need to leave some room. because it wasn't my favorite of the Mario Kart games back then or today.
Yep.
And I need to represent that somehow in the score. There is always kind of an element of bell curve grading when it comes to things that are very similar. You especially have talked about that when it comes to reviewing golf games, for example.
Yes.
How it's like there are such better versions of this. Why would anything that isn't perfect get a rating above like a
if they're all
3.5?
4, then they're all the same.
Right.
But they're not all the same. You know?
Right,
And,
exactly.
yeah.
So a 3.5 for you, a 3.5 for me. That sets the groundwork for a very solid rating, a 7 out of 8. If you do the math, that's how those two numbers add up. And I know that without even needing a calculator. When you gave your rating and then I was like, okay, I know mine now.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that, if those two had a metallurgy together, that would be a 7 out of 8.
Yes. Branja, you are so good at this. What was your name? Branje and Metallurgy here for all your math needs. Mikey, we get to go play this game now.
Yes, we do.
This is so exciting.
I am very excited. So stick around on the other side of this break. We're going to be playing the game. Hey, if you haven't checked us out on YouTube, go do so.
Yeah.
Subscribe. You'll get to see 10, 15 minutes of us playing the game, kicking each other's little anuses.
Little anuses.
So I'm going to count us down, and then we're going to start, even though it's the end of this segment.
Okay.
But I'm going to do a ding, 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 ding. Wait.
Is it 4?
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, it is. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
Okay, you want to take it again from the top?
Okay, let's do it from the top. Okay. D, 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 D. You know, Mario's right behind your shoulder.
All right, here we go. Super Mario Kart.
Yep.
Overall design, like this image of a Nintendo game. Oh my God, Luigi's face looks terrible.
Ooh, these are all pretty. Okay, Bowser looks pretty good.
What is that? Donkey Kong Jr.
What is these two things?
Yoshi's chasing after him with his tongue out.
What is that?
What is happening? I mean, I get it showing what all the items do and all that shit, but Jesus Christ.
Donkey Kong's a wrestler in this?
With Donkey Kong Jr.
He's in a unitard.
We don't say that anymore.
What is your character? Do we haven't even talked about this? This is a big
you know
thing.
what? I go Yoshi a lot. I mean, it depends. There was an era where Toad was like everyone's pick.
Toad is amazing.
But I think they've actually found out that the best rated character in, I think, N64 version is Wario. Like, Wario is the best character in the game.
Why is that?
Because a balance of speed, strength, everything. Like, Wario is you're giving up the least.
I'm gonna play Koopa Troopa.
And I'm gonna play as a
Oh, I thought you were going with
Yoshi.
something different.
Lasso.
Okay. Well, I should have gone as Toad.
Mushroom Cup Race, Flower Cup Race, Star Cup Race. Can't play in the special one yet. Let's go Mushroom.
Let's go Mushroom. That sounds
The
good.
Mushroom Cup.
Oh!
Mushroom Club.
Patreon.com/retropub.
You know what? Already, I mean, the crazy concession of like pickups are just flat to the road.
Flat
is
to the
something that's going
ground.
to take a long time to get used to. This is the same with every version of Mario Kart that you play. Getting used to the drifting, right? And like trying to figure out the best way to, like the best angles and stuff. This drift feels very different from
Oh
what I
yeah,
remember.
for sure it does. Okay,
Gotcha, Bowser.
I am not doing well.
You're in third. I'm in fourth. So what does that mean about me? What are you saying about me, Andrew? That I'm not good enough for you?
I feel like I've been all over the road.
Yeah, so have I. You know what? Like, surprising that the draw distance is as good as it is and everything. Like, it doesn't feel... I expected less, I gotta be honest.
So Donkey Kong Jr. finished 27 seconds behind me.
Yeah, that's really bad,
Was he walking? Competitive
It's
disadvantage.
taking a very long time for me to get used to the turning radius in this.
Yeah, I still feel like I haven't gotten it yet.
It's almost as though the level turns around the player as opposed to you turning within the level.
That's actually a really good way of putting it. I agree with you.
Yeah, this level, a lot of sharp turns. I don't know what the name of this level is, but it feels like it's been harder than some of the last ones.
And you're in?
First place. Okay. Oh, I remember this level. I think so. We're at the spooky level. Became a mainstay in the realm of.
Can you fall off the edge?
100% you can fall.
Oh, no.
Oh wait, maybe you can't actually.
Okay.
Oh, is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Oh, I fell
We
off the
both
edge.
fell.
You can fall off the edge. It turns out. Why did Lakitu put you in front of me?
He likes me. I paid him off.
That felt rude to me. I'm not
paid
gonna
him
lie.
I am cheating. Does anyone know that? Have I said that yet?
Have I said that I'm a little cheaty baby?
Don't do that.
Oh, that's bad for just before the last lap. I went from first place to fifth.
And yet my heart goes out for you. Let's see if I can fuck this up. Oh, I didn't. Nice, I won.
Oh, second place. I came back into second. Here's the thing. Stars, they're a big deal.
They're a big deal?
Just like Tom Cruise, stars are a big deal.
Do you say that's the most powerful power-ups you've seen so far?
So far. Oh, we're tied going into the last race, baby. Okay.
Three-way tie.
Luigi. Oh, it's a
Classic?
it's a metal orgy. Classic metal orgy.
Just 3 cucks in an orgy together.
Okay, so Bowser's Castle, we got some lava. I remember this level vividly.
I'm in 8th, by the way. So good. It was going to be a tight race going into the finale. Oh my God, I've hit every piece of lava I can.
Oh, that actually, there's a good strategy in this game, which is if you can avoid the lava, don't hit it.
Well, where were you before?
In first place.
Ah, damn it. I finished 23 seconds after you.
Well, weren't you just making fun of someone for finishing?
I know, I deserved it. Wow, that sucks monkey nuts.
Luigi in second, but you still came in third even with the last place finish.
Shut
in the last one.
You condescending dick.
If you condescend to me, I will rip off your balls and shove them down your throat, says Javier Bardem in Being the Ricardos.
That's my Joker.
Oh, wait, there's another level?
Oh, there's another one.
Oh, shit. Oh, I thought that was it. All right, here we go.
I don't think I can win, though. Some might say that was already determined by the time we started the first race.
I don't think I can lose. I'm just kidding. You applaud them for being bold in terms of trying to take some risks with the level design and all that stuff, but man, the more risks they take, the harder it is to follow what the fuck is going on.
Everything being flat is tough.
It absolutely is.
I don't even know which way I'm going.
If you pick up an item, I just passed you. Yeah, you were going the opposite way. Oh, you still have another lap to go.
Yeah, because I jumped halfway and it landed me on the other side.
There's this area of this one where you have to jump over the like perpendicular to a track. And Andrew, were you trying to turn into the track?
No, I didn't make the jump.
Oh, I see.
So here. So I jump now. Oh, fuck me.
You don't actually have to jump.
No, you do, don't you?
No, it's like a little zoomy thing.
Oh,
so
my
you jump
God.
and miss the boost, and that's why
I missed it every time. I didn't have to jump.
You didn't have to jump.
Oh, fuck. I finished almost 30 seconds behind the first place guy. Hey, look, I came in third.
How did you get in third?
Also paid the guy off. Luigi and I were in on this thing together.
A fish just dropped a trophy on my head.
Will you get a bottle of champagne as Luigi?
What would you rather have, a trophy or a bottle of champagne?
Bottle of champagne.
Yeah. So
what am I doing with the trophy? Putting it in my trophy room? It's
Yoshi
full.
wins the silver. What'd you just do?
I don't know. I was just pressing buttons. Did we get it?
Maybe. Let's find out.
Only one way to find out.
Let me go as Bowser.
Oh, cool.
Now I have an excuse if I lose, though.
Yeah.
Oh, see, this is what happens. This is what happens when you press buttons.
Are we only in a one race?
Yeah, we're just in a one race one.
That's stupid, Mikey. Why'd you do that?
Let's go Flower Cup, and we'll go Choco Island.
Choco Island. Is it only you and I? Okay.
Oh my God.
See you later.
Bowser's acceleration. Did you see how slow he is?
No, I can't see. I don't have a rear mirror.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I don't like Bowser. I don't like Bowser at all.
I don't know. I like you with Bowser. I think it looks
Oh
good.
my God, I can't even move. His turning is crazy. It's like he skids even when he doesn't jump. This is, wow, okay. I'm not a big fan of this bad boy. Oh boy. Okay.
Getting it now?
Yeah, a little bit. It's just controls very different from
Yoshi?
Oh boy. I actually, out of curiosity, you should try playing as Bowser in one race and just see how different it is, because this is...
No, I don't think I'm going to.
But then if you...
I like winning.
But then you'll know... But I like winning, Andrew. You know what this feels like to me is Wave Race. Remember how there was that one character?
Just beat you.
Remember how there was the one character in Wave Race who, like, if you press turn, he just fucking, like, turns?
Yeah, he just cranks at 90
That's what
degrees.
Bowser feels like to me.
Ah, that's cool.
Let's end that. Let's go for a let's do one more.
So I just want to make this for Nick Cannon's sake.
Yeah.
We are now canonically 1-1.
I guess technically I finally have a last place finish.
You know, that's words can hurt sometimes. You wang.
After this one, we'll do a battle. I'm gonna go as Princess Peach, and you're gonna go as Donkey Konga.
Donkey Konga.
Flower Cup race.
Sounds good to me.
I'm gonna start with Choco again, I think.
Oh, wow. I like Choco. So I think the thing is with Donkey Kong, I think maybe you can tell me if you had this problem with Bowser, is that his momentum is really strong. So like you get him going in one direction and he's good.
Yes,
but
I think their top speed is probably among the best.
getting them to that speed though is difficult. And so when you make a mistake or get off the road, getting them back is really
start
tough.
very slow and they turn at an angle that is wildly different than the angles that other people turn in this game.
Yeah.
It's like they almost shoot all the way out to the left and right. But I'll tell you one thing I do like about this game is being like getting to top speed actually feels kind of exhilarating.
Yes.
And it's really hard to get there because of all the turns and everything. It's hard to maintain that momentum. I got first, you got third on that one.
Okay, nice.
Puts us 6 points apart, which is very maintainable, very, very make-upable.
The two things you said were very different.
Very make-upable.
Maintainable for you,
Maintainable.
make-upable for me.
Reasonable. Oh, there's another haunted one, eh? A lot of planks, like haunted castles to them are just basically fishing docks.
Yeah, I am gonna finish a minute behind somebody.
The turning with the heavies it's unrelenting. It's very maintainable.
Stop saying that. I'm getting lapped now by everybody, not just the
Not
first
me.
people. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate your solidarity in this fucking hell. God damn this game. Okay, there goes everybody again.
Oh, I lapped you.
You did?
I did it. Yay.
Game's
He's legitimately have so long to go.
I have so long to go.
In your defense, not your defense, but to make this more maintainable for you. I don't think I got any points either.
Thanks, Mikey. Thanks.
Oh, fuck. I can't. Good luck hiding the holes on each of these race courses from me, because I'll find them. I will fall off these
You're
courses.
like Shia LaBeouf.
I will. Holes.
You love holes.
Digging up them holes.
Oh my God. I hate this game.
Is this Moo Moo Meadows? We got gophers, baby.
We got Do we have gophers?
Do we got gophers?
Oh, we got gophers.
Oh, we got gophers.
I don't even want to go to this party if it doesn't have gophers.
When I answer the phone, I say, "Go for Mikey."
People love it.
Doing well.
I'm taking the gopher with me.
You hit the gopher.
I'm gonna finish with this gopher. You and me.
Oh, now you and the gopher are fucking.
Did you know that you're racing gopher? Well, you are now. Hop on. We're double dashing this.
Oh, I got a gopher too. Oh, just keep jumping, Andrew, and then it goes off.
I don't want to.
Oh, you want it to go?
No, it's gopher and me at this point.
You should get like a little prize for bringing the gopher with you.
I should, unless I'm mutilating him. Like he's just like, oh God, my legs.
Yeah, he's stuck in your front wheel well.
Yeah. Uh-oh, we got to probably get this next gas station. It is. It's a maze.
This is like legitimately a maze.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how frustrating this is.
Wow, that sucks.
I think this may be my turn to get lapped. Oh, I just fell into lava.
Lava's not good, Mikey. Didn't you learn this from last time?
Speak for yourself, you little cuck.
Hey.
Look at Donkey Kong's icon. It looks like he's got a beard. He looks like an English teacher. Just a jolly, fat
Looks
English
like a philosopher professor.
Yeah, exactly. You want to do one quick battle and then get back
Sure,
to
I'd love to. I'd love to play any other character.
I'll be Luigi.
Let's go.
I have a question, though, before
Brother
we
on
get
brother.
started. Can you fuck my wife?
And your finely tuned Luigi impression is like right there.
Keep fucking my wife. Oh, I don't like this level. It's all white, and it's immediately making me nauseous.
Oh, I can't even tell where I'm going.
Honestly, and there's no mini map to be able to tell where you are. Okay, I see what you're trying to do here.
Don't look at my screen, you fucking cheater.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, what item do I have then?
I have no idea because I don't look at your
you
screen.
fucking
I don't
liar.
look at your screen.
How can you not? You can't see the bottom half of our screen? A shell just hit me.
Nice.
That shell hadn't stopped moving?
Well, you
Good
know
Lord.
a shell in motion will not
Stays
stop
in
moving.
motion.
Yeah, exactly. It's basic physics, you
that you
stupid
behind me?
idiot.
Oh, baby. I'll take that. And I'll hit ya.
Really?
I stole your thing and I hit you with it.
You hit me with my own thing?
With your own thing. I mean, if that happened to me, I'd probably like it because I'm a little cuck baby.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
How do I move?
This
I
is...
just hit myself because I was trying to reverse. God damn it. I have hit me twice.
Yeah, see, I was going to say, I have not made any offensive maneuvers on you.
Oh my God. The only offensive maneuver you made was when you fucked my wife.
Which I liked.
Oh, I almost hit you. I'm going to hit you.
I'm gonna hit you. Watch out.
Stop giving me green shells. Just stop it.
I understand the joke, and it's funny. It's a funny joke even. But stop doing it.
This is miserable.
I'm hoping for Mikey. I'm hoping to win this game by Mikey's suicide.
That's how you're going to win life, I think. Oh, baby. I just hit you.
You did?
Okay. I think I see you.
Yeah, you got a strategy? Got
Wait,
ya.
but I hit you.
No, you didn't.
Oh. Well, okay, so for the record, I hit Andrew twice, and he hit me once.
That's a big W for Andrew.
All right, what do you think?
Yeah, let's end this.
Let's end this. All right. Miserable. Well, not quite.
No.
Not quite.
I can't. You know, it was colored by me playing Donkey Kong Jr. and getting lapped.
That was miserable.
For 6 straight races.
Yeah, I never got lapped. I don't know what that feels like, but I'd imagine it hurt quite a bit. I mean, but you also did have last place finishes without Donkey Kong. Can you speak on that?
Thanks, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Well, shut up. Elliot, shut up. Shut up, Elliot. Shut up.
You don't have to
shut up.
You can keep talking.
No. Hey.
Elliot, you follow your dreams.
No. What are you doing? What is this?
Elliot, everything I've said about you negatively has been under the pressure of Andrew. And if I've learned one thing over the past couple months,
He hasn't.
through following the Theranos trial of Elizabeth Holmes, it's
What have
that
you
you can
listened?
blame everything you've ever done on a business partner. And a lot of people will believe you.
Actually, well, that is true. He has learned that, and it is true. But shut up, Elliot. You shut up.
Elliot.
You shut up too.
I have one more thing to say, Elliot. Oh, fuck. Shut the fuck up!
Fuck you.
But if anyone asks...
You do that again to me, I'll stab you. And welcome back to the Retrograde. We just raced some carts around varied locations.
Hyrule. Yeah, little known fact, Mario Kart takes place in Hyrule.
We didn't know that.
Yeah.
Did you know that beforehand?
Before I just said it right there?
Yeah.
It came to me. I'm
dream?
a Messiah.
Oh, Messiah. Burning Bush?
Did you know I'm actually a leper Messiah? Like David Bowie once sang about. Apparently, he was a pretty prominent character in a famous book you may have heard about.
Oh, which book is that?
The
Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Harry
There's
Potter.
a leper Messiah.
That's a very famous
book.
Yeah.
Little
named
boy. J.K. Rowling. And
so we just played Super Mario Kart.
Yes.
Oh man, this is a very interesting game. We came in with very high expectations, obviously based on our rankings.
Yes.
In our ratings, excuse me. And this was, I will say, all over the place.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, both with the actual way we played it. There was real highs where you're like, this is fun. I'm having fun doing this. Then there's real lows, like
when you're playing as Donkey Kong. And we're talking low as in where you finished in the rankings, right?
Yeah, I didn't play very well when I was Donkey Kong Jr.
That's true. Everything you've said about in that last statement was absolutely patently true.
I was going to say more like lows, like the walls that are flat. And
everything's very flat.
Everything's flat. You don't see them coming. And then they're like, but you can't go by it. And you're like, why?
Yes. Unless, like, especially, you know what I found was the worst version of that was playing battle mode.
Yes.
Because everything felt like it was wide open. And then you just kind of had to, like, drive around looking for a way through these barriers that were placed. But, like, you wouldn't be able to know where there was an opening until you were right on top of it.
Right. So the walls, there's nothing that is raised off of the ground. Everything is flat.
Right. That includes the items.
The square boxes, items, coins.
Yes.
And walls and or jumps and or ramps or anything.
Right.
So it really the draw distance is pretty good the way that it is out all the time, but you do need to constantly be looking 2 feet ahead of you to going, what's this? What's this? What's this? All right.
It's weird because the draw distance was fine, but it didn't feel like it did you much good because it wasn't necessarily about driving out in the distance. There weren't very many straightaways. It was more about what's to your immediate left and right.
Yes.
And memorizing the course is incredibly important in this game.
Right.
And it is in the other Mario Kart games as well. I'm not trying to say it isn't, but in this one, it felt like you cannot race unless you know what's ahead this next corner.
Absolutely. And it's very touchy. Like, it's very, like, your relationship to each character, you could bounce off each other and completely stop.
Right.
Like, well, that, where instead of like rubbing and racing, or where you can kind of move up together.
I actually kind of liked that though, because it gave more of an advantage to the heavier characters who are much more difficult to control on the track. So they should have a very significant advantage when they get up close and personal with the other racers. And I agree though, when you do bump against another driver, that's enough to ruin the race for you. Cause sometimes you'll like hit against a wall or into a corner, and that'll just kind of like completely ruin your momentum. It's not like just hitting it and kind of bouncing off and then you're back and good to go. It really feels like the cessation of your momentum is way more significant and dramatic in this game than it would be in some of the more recent.
I get that. I think the other one that like made a big improvement, because like after this was Mario Kart 64. That was the next Mario Kart.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. So big improvements all over the place. The fact that it's 3-dimensional. Yes. The fact that things are like, you know, there was ramps going up and it's more picturesque with the styling. But the objects you get are so much better in the next versions of the
object, like the items?
The items.
Yeah.
Objects, items.
I just didn't know what you meant.
They're the same word.
Yeah, but most people would say items.
I'm saying objects.
And I'm questioning why.
Because they're the same. Here we are again. They're the same word.
We are.
It's like we're doing a lap and then come back around. And Lakidu's like, lap 2.
Yeah, it's like we're doing a lap, but you're controlling Donkey Kong Jr. So I'm quite a bit farther ahead of you are. I'm quite a bit farther ahead of you are.
I think it's been well established that I did poorly with Donkey Kong Jr. And I don't see why you need to keep bringing it up.
You know what? Poorly is the same word as fucking terrible. So why didn't you say that?
They're not. One is more accurate to my description of how I played.
Oh, like how you would say items, for example.
So here's the thing.
What do you have in your inventory?
What I have in my inventory currently?
No, like what would you, generically speaking, what do you have in your inventory?
My cell phone?
No,
what's going on?
Items. You have items. You don't have objects in your inventory.
Well, I might have objects in my inventory.
In a start menu of any RPG.
Yeah.
How often are you going to the objects menu?
It depends. Is there one?
Yeah, it's behind the items menu.
I don't understand why you're being so objectionable about this.
Objects.
Thank you.
I would call myself being itemable.
Irritatable. So is it, the problem is like the objects, some say items, depends where you grew up. It depends if it's soda or pop. It will really are very hit or miss.
Yes.
Oof, actually, and
more
literally.
miss than hit.
Yes.
They're hard to control.
Some of them are just like, why did I get this at all? This sucks. Like the green shells work the exact same way. Great. You can fire them forward. You can fire them backwards.
Right.
They bounce to do the same thing. Red shells, same way. I found them to be a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Then from there, like even mushrooms, which are like generically very good in every other card game. You're like, oh, I'm glad I got a mushroom. That's good. This one, you're like, oh shit, how do I use this?
I agree with you. I think items in this game, because of the D-pad controls.
Yes.
I think we're actually sometimes more of a detriment, potentially a detriment, than the benefits that they offer in some of the later Mario Kart games. Like if you use a mushroom incorrectly in this game, in Super Mario Kart, it could easily put you behind people. It's very easy to lose.
Yes.
It's very easy to
do I know that.
Boy, do you know that. To hit a wall and completely stop your momentum. And have people pass you. And it's not like the mushroom lasts quite as long as they do in the newer games. So I would only use them on straightaways, or if I knew I could get past like some of the curves in the line.
There's not a lot of straightays too.
Right. No,
which like to make it
one
clear.
per level. There's basically one per level.
Yeah. And it's not even that long. So you're kind of like, some would say long. I don't know. Some say it's very normal. But is that
some say long?
You get one burst. That's it.
Yes.
And sometimes it shoots you just right off the road. And you're like, oh, okay, fine.
And you mentioned that the green shells work exactly the same. In premise, yes. But I think that because you're using a D-pad, lining up those shots felt way more difficult.
Sure. But like I'm trying to say is more that like even outside of the console itself or the whatever, just some of them are just like flatly like bad. Like you're like, what is that? Like that sucks.
Yeah.
And they're missing blue shells. They're missing a bunch of other stuff. But yeah,
thank God they're missing blue shells. I don't want blue shells. Blue shells fucking suck.
I don't know.
I hate blue shells.
I don't know. I could have used a few blue shells.
Yo, you definitely could have.
Okay.
I would have been on the receiving end of a lot of those blue shells.
I think people get it, Mikey. You did well in this game. I don't think you need to keep hammering it.
What am I? One of the Hammer Bros?
I wish.
Oh, Andrew, don't hurt me.
Is Lakitu and the Hammer Bros related?
Distantly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But they are still willing to fuck.
Really? Oh, so like they're like third cousins.
Yeah.
Where like their children would be okay.
Yeah. It would be kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
But it'd be like hitting an item box and like, what are you going to get? I
don't know. Green shell. Fine. Totally okay.
Totally okay. We got that.
Totally okay. Coins. Fuck.
Coins in this game felt more important as well. Coins kind of went away from Mario Kart for a while.
Yeah.
And now they're back with Mario Kart 8. It never feels good getting coins in a box though.
No, that's socks and Christmas.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
Or eating your vegetables during dinner.
Yes, which no one likes to do.
No one likes to do. Except Andrew's like, oh, but have you grilled the Brussels sprouts? Put some Parmesan on them?
Sounds great, actually. Sounds pretty good.
You know what? No, it doesn't.
Why?
Everyone is like, those are good. I'm like, would you rather have that over a burger?
You're just saying, are Brussels sprouts good? This is your flat question you're asking.
Do you actually like them?
Yes.
Do you enjoy them?
Yes.
Like you're ordering that as a meal and you're like, I'm excited for this meal. Or are you thinking, I'm going to feel good because I ate something healthy?
No, because the way I eat my Brussels sprouts, definitely not healthy. So I like Brussels sprouts. I know everyone went a little crazy about like same with cauliflower a couple years before that, and like now everyone likes fried cauliflower or whatever. Right. But like I genuinely like Brussels sprouts. I don't know, my man. Have you ever tried putting bacon in that thing?
I have.
It's good.
I have.
Yeah,
bacon. Remember when bacon was like the biggest thing in the world?
People like, my religion is bacon.
Yes.
Like, what?
There was at Queen and Spadina in Toronto, local references.
Local jokes.
Basically, one of the most busy intersections in Toronto.
Sure.
Had at the very corner of it, next to a McDonald's, so you know how high the value of property must be over there, a bacon-themed store. That was it. Yeah. That's how
chocolate-covered bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon mugs, because like, you know what happened? You know why it's not popular anymore? All those people that subscribe to that, they're dead. They're just dead.
They should have had more Brussels sprouts.
My religion is my Brussels sprouts. Don't talk to me in the morning unless I had my Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts kind of look like green shells.
They do.
And that'll get us back on track for Super Mario Kart.
I also throw them at people.
When I know that you had, just like Ernest did in Ernest Scared Stupid.
Yes, very good. Ernest Scared Stupid. The only thing I can always remember is filling Super Soakers with milk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Brussels sprouts.
Yes.
Them falling and then hatching into monsters.
It scared a whole generation away from Brussels sprouts?
That is legitimately why I disliked Brussels sprouts.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I just assume they must be evil because why would a movie just like focus on these things as monster eggs?
Honestly, that's a pretty good argument. I don't know.
I didn't know any better. I was a dumb kid.
Yeah, and you grew up to a dumb adult too.
Yeah, even dumber probably because I didn't eat my Brussels sprouts and my brain's hurting.
I've been eating all this bacon like an idiot. Okay, sorry. Get back to Mario Kart.
Yeah, I know that you were kind of putting it on a little bit, and you were legitimately frustrated playing as Donkey Kong. But apart from that, when you were racing as a non-heavy character, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it, even though it was different than the Mario Kart that we've grown to love? Did you feel like there was something redeeming about it?
Yeah, I did. Like it is the rudimentary version of the game you like. Yes. Like you feel it immediately. You feel it with the drifting, which is kind of non-existent. You can do it, but I don't think it helps you like it does in later games.
You really need to plan ahead if you want to drift.
yeah.
Pack a bag. You got to have a bindle attached to a stick. And then you become a drifter.
You have a can of beans. You cook one at a time over an open fire. And you slice the bean.
Like little marshmallows.
Yeah, you're like, 1/2 bean for me dinner tonight.
I'm getting hungry.
I'll get some beans later. But you have to learn. It's just not as handholdy about like, you'll just power through this turn.
Right.
The roads are thinner than they are in the other games. And you really do have to like, there that first couple of laps of when you first started playing and you're like, I was off the road half the time.
Yes.
You're like, okay, so wait a second. I just can't hammer gas and just figure it out for the rest of the time.
Exactly. Yeah. I was actually taking my hand off the gas or my finger off the gas and sometimes even using because I was using beans indeed.
Yeah.
And I found that helped my strategy quite a bit. Completely letting go of gas.
You're letting go of gas?
I was letting go of gas.
Mikey, that's rude. You're in company.
In a way that like I will do that at 150cc in the current Mario Kart games, but I just find it's needed a lot less often.
Yeah.
In this one, if there was a decent
letting go of gas, I'm sorry. That's funny. I just can't stop laughing at that.
Farting's funny.
Farting's funny.
Can listen, I don't want to be too controversial on this.
Oh.
But I have two things to say. farting is funny.
Okay. I think everyone, for the most part, is like,
okay, so you could probably follow me along to number 2, which probably a bit less controversial, but still worth saying. Kevin Spacey did nothing wrong.
Oh my God. No, whoa.
Huh?
No, let's move it on.
Let's be frank.
Did everyone see his Christmas video this year?
He had another one?
No.
Oh, man.
But people were excited.
I wanted it.
See Frank Underwood, the presidential character from House of Cards, give his presidential address at Christmas.
At this point, I don't think he knows that he isn't that character.
He's been in a lot of movies.
Yes.
And I love that he's like, well, when I die, people are always going to remember Frank Underwood from House of Cards. You're like, really, first?
Well, who's more Kaiser Soze? But like, I bet you more people right now would associate him with House of Cards than anything else he's ever done.
Yeah, sure. More people think Kurt Russell is Santa in Christmas Chronicles than he was Snake Plissken, but that's only because...
Pilskin.
Yeah, Plissken.
Like the outside of a pill?
Or is it Plissken?
Plissken.
Oh, Plissken. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Take me to the head.
He's not the item of your affection?
Lock me up with Kevin Spacey. So what were we talking about before we got into your controversial opinions about farting at Kevin Spacey?
Because I was letting go of gas.
Still very good.
I was letting go of gas and kind of having a more controlled, it wasn't about speed.
Yeah.
It was about turning and the technique of doing so. And I actually kind of enjoyed that. A different feeling to Mario Kart than I'm used to. More like every track was Rainbow Road.
Yes. There were some of them you could fall off.
Yes.
I will say it could have been very difficult. They could have had no barriers on the outside.
That would have sucked.
Oh my God, that would have been a nightmare.
That would have really sucked, especially in some of the ghost levels. Even still, they would have little gaps where you could fall off, and I found them every single time.
They were little, like, it's honestly, if you think about it, like a pool table.
Yeah.
There was as much barriers and then just 6 little holes.
Right.
And I found those holes every time.
It would be like if you were playing pool and you accidentally hit your shot into the hole every single time.
Keep the ball on the table.
Yes, exactly.
That's your whole job.
Exactly.
I found the hole again.
Well, Andrew, okay, let's talk a little bit about the battle mode. We don't have to go. We didn't spend a ton of time with it because we didn't want to. And
because
I know
it sucks.
It sucks.
It sucks.
And the battle mode is a tried and true. People love that about Mario Kart. I actually have never liked the battle mode in Mario Kart.
Really?
It's never done anything for me. I would rather
like
race.
It.
I would rather race.
I like it.
Let them race.
Let them... Marie...
And Toadette. And Toadette.
And Toadette. Very good.
There's Toadette as a character.
Yeah, that's good.
Toad and Toadette. Mary and Toadette.
Okay.
Mario and Toadette. I mean, we got there.
We got it.
We got there.
Let them race, she says.
So I didn't love it. We spent a long time chasing each other, trying to differentiate between a green shell just roaming in the distance like a piece of fucking space garbage just for all eternity.
So in this game, shells don't go away.
They don't break.
They don't melt steel beams. They don't go away. And so you're watching a flat surface with no walls, except there are walls everywhere.
Yes.
And you're trying to figure out which one's the character and which one's a bunch of shells running around.
Yeah. It wasn't great. And then we would have these, you know what the battles kind of felt like to me? And this is also true about some of the newer Mario Karts, especially N64. It feels more like medieval jousting.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, okay, there they are. All right, we're going to line up because that's how we have to do it. You have your lance, I have my lance, aka you have your banana, I have my green shell, and we're just going to zoom at each other.
Just try to figure it out.
There's an element of fun to that excitement of like, if this person has a star, I'm fucked.
Yes. But if I have a feather, I can hop
right over it.
Yeah,
exactly. Real rock, paper, scissors situation.
Yes, it really is. But it feels like in this one, an add-on where they're like, I don't know, we could do something like this. It's already in the code. Whereas in the next ones, it actually feels like an actual feature in the game.
Right. Even though people talked about the battle mode as one of the shining stars of this. Didn't do much for me. No. The races kind of did. I had a good time with it. Andrew, do you want to get to our ratings on this game?
Absolutely. So 2 3.5s in our retro scores for 7 out of 8. Let's go to our current scores. Mikey.
Yes.
This will not surprise you.
Okay.
This is tough.
Oh boy.
This is tough because where do we fit it into, like, how hard are we on it? I still had fun playing it.
Yes.
Donkey Kong Jr. aside, DKJ, or is that called?
And Bowser. We'll say we're using Donkey Kong Jr. as an example, but I did Bowser as well, and Bowser fucking sucked.
Yeah, like that whole like thing where I was complaining a lot, but that was more like for fun because it sucked coming last.
Yeah, it sounded like you were having fun.
And yeah, it wasn't fun. And but the game as a whole is still fun. When I was playing as a Koopa Troopa and you're running around the course and stuff, it is fun. And you do see where this spiritually became the game that you really love.
Yes.
But the realization is it's not that game. And it's missing many features about that and some of the stuff that makes it fun. You know, this is more of a kind of frustrating experience, or can be a frustrating experience, like a lot of old games are. They really kind of run you through the ringer to make you enjoy the game as a whole. And I just, to be honest, while having many different newer versions that I can compare it to, I just don't find this to be the most fun game we could play.
Sure.
Even though I think it's still a fun game.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a 2.5.
Okay. I expected that. I did.
Yeah,
I did. And I don't disagree with it.
Okay, so you also put a 2.5. Okay, so thanks everyone for watching.
Andrew, shit.
What?
I misspoke.
What'd you say?
That's not what I meant.
Oh no, buddy, it's okay.
Not a 2.5.
No, it's okay.
Am I allowed to give my review now, or is it set in stone?
It's, well...
Remember that time Ebert was like, thumbs up. Ugh, whoops. I mean, thumbs down.
What movie was that?
Oh, that was for...
Hook?
Oh no, that was a hook down. No, he was joking because he was reviewing Gladiator.
Oh, that's funny.
Because you know how Gladiator got it wrong because it was supposed to be thumbs up is kill them.
Yeah.
But Joaquin Phoenix did it otherwise because we have a different interpretation of thumbs up, thumbs down. So it was actually and we don't talk about this enough, especially in terms of his views on video games. But
Raj.
Ebert knew a lot.
Raj.
He was a smart dude.
He was. He liked video games.
No, he didn't.
No, he hated video games.
Yeah.
Was the Joaquin Phoenix thing a real thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So to kill somebody, they actually put their thumb up?
Yes, because it's like, yes, do it.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking to the victim. I'm talking to the guy who works for me.
Exactly.
Do it.
Exactly. That's not a human being.
Yeah, but then I point to the victim and I go, you? No. But you? Yes. That makes sense. I like that.
Are you not entertained?
Okay, so you please get to your review. I'm so sorry.
Yes. So I am allowed to go back to it?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So not a 2.5, but I understand where you're coming from.
1.
Here's the thing, and we always have this issue with games where it's like, this is nowhere near the best racing game or kart racing game that we can play right now. Not even fucking close. But I do have a soft spot for a 2D game that acts like a 3D game. And F-Zero even did this a little bit for me.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought it up.
But I think that this is a much more fleshed out game than F-Zero. There's more to do. It's one of the issues that we have coming into this game is bringing our prior knowledge of Mario Kart to it.
Yes.
But if you the more I played it and the more I was willing to let go of like around every corner, I need to be drifting and I need to find out when to start, when to jump, when to do this. When I started to treat it as a different game, I had more fun with it. In a similar way, like I was a lot more easy on the game Golf, Nintendo's Golf, than you were. Because I appreciated this really stripped down version of something that I now play in a much more advanced version in other titles. The same thing kind of happened to me. Is it a 4? Definitely not. I don't even think it's a 3.5 because I couldn't spend a ton of time with it.
No.
But there was enough there that like I easily could have played this for another couple hours. I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 4.
Okay, this goes back to the Pokemon Snap corollary.
Yes.
If we took away Mario from this, which is very hard to do.
Yes.
But this became Racer Joe, like they tried to do, whatever, before they applied that. Is this as much fun?
Probably not, but I don't think you can separate the two, and that's kind of the case. That's why Pokemon Snap was a much higher rated game.
Please don't explain the Pokemon Snap corollary. I understand.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
But I also think that I say this was Wacky Racers or something like that, which was a great show. Hanna-Barbera, baby.
Yeah, baby.
To Hanna-Barbera, I give a thumbs down, but that means thumbs up.
That means thumbs up.
Keep it alive.
Please don't kill Yogi Bear. The Grape Ape? He's good. You can keep him alive.
You can keep him alive. But by the way, Wacky Racers basically had the prototype of Waluigi. That evil guy was Waluigi.
Oh, yeah. Wow. He really is.
Yeah, he really is.
Oh, my God.
If it were just Wacky Racers or something generic, I think knowing Nintendo, that would have become its own franchise. There's enough in this game. It's a fun enough game.
Yeah.
There's a reason why every game tried to become a kart racer, or like there were so many attempts at becoming a kart racer after this. It's because it's a great fucking formula. And Nintendo mechanically nailed it for the early 1990s when this game came out. So I think I would enjoy it. Maybe it wouldn't be a 3, but that's part of it now.
Interesting. Okay, so with that current score, that is going to be a 5.5 plus our 7. And that's going to be a 12.5 out of 16.
12.5 out of 16. That leaves us with one thing to do, and that's to find out the awards that this game won. So why don't you, Elliot, read us the awards it won? Actually, before you do that,
stop singing so they can play music. Okay.
been waiting for it all year. The most glamorous award ceremony of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, the Grady's.
Wow. Beautiful.
Wow.
Love it.
Andrew,
Okay,
we'll talk
incredible.
about that off mic because if you ever speak to me like that in front of the listener again, I will cut off your balls and shove them down your throat.
So the second time you threatened with that today.
Well, I really liked Being the Ricardos, so I think that was a great movie, and I think Academy Award winner is the music. The listener can't hear us right now.
I don't
can
think
they?
so.
Oh, okay, good,
No.
good. Hey, how about
Yeah?
How about who's your least favorite listener? I mean, knowing that they're not going to know this.
Yeah. You listen sometimes, right?
Fuck, you got me there. I'm gonna cut off your balls and shove them down.
Yeah, there it is again.
There it is again.
I'm gonna be neutered.
Oh wow!
Wow, beautiful.
That great music,
Incredible.
Great a longer, hopefully longer
The
song than we're
oboe
used
solo
to.
was incredible.
The solo oboe.
Oboe solo.
Elliot drives his little cart on here.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh, and he's reaching into the tailpipe. Hey, you should not clog that.
Yeah, don't put a banana in there.
Don't put a banana in there.
No.
Throw it at someone in front of you or behind you. Why don't you reach into that glove compartment instead and grab the envelope telling us what awards this
I like a
game won.
go-kart has a glove compartment. I need to. Well, I'm about to race my go-kart. Let me take my gloves off. Also, that's where I put my maps. Oh, what? Turn left. Okay.
I like the idea that this is like a rally car racer where you have a navigator.
Yes.
Just that's what Double Dash was so good for. You had the Koopa Troopa in the back, just like right turn.
I cannot wait to play that game.
Can't wait to play that game.
Elliot,
why don't you let us know what awards this game has won?
The Field of Childhood Dreams.
If you play it, they will review it for
Wow. Okay.
I love that drop.
You like that drop?
I like that drop, and I love the sound. I love the whispering.
Yeah, you like the whole thing, eh?
Yes.
Wow. Well,
except the fact that you did the vocals.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
If you review, or no, if you,
They just heard it. I don't even know why you're doing that.
I'm just, my throat's
Oh,
hurting.
your throat's hurting. I need a tea.
I was going to say, if you wouldn't mind massaging my throat.
Yes. I need a throat massage.
I need a throat massage.
So Field of Childhood Dreams.
Child of Childhood Dreams.
Very good award for this very good game. It's
retro score of a 7 or higher. Very rare. The last time this happened was GTA 3, kind of obviously. Simpsons Hit and Run, one of the best games of all time. Virtual Springfield, Contra 3. And LA Noire. A lot of good titles on there in recent memory, getting the Field of Childhood Dreams, and for good reason.
If somebody had said those list of games, what do they have in common?
Yeah.
I'd be like, they received an award from the Retrograde podcast.
They absolutely did. Andrew, I'm curious, though, to go back and find out our rating compared to F-Zero.
I am too.
Do you think this game, and this is tough because it's not always 1-to-1. It's tough. Ding.
Ding.
The Gypsy's Curse. Is this that's a reference to Losing Money with Andrew Bascom?
Yes, my other podcast.
Sports Gambling Podcast.
Yeah.
20 minutes, Sports Gambling Podcast. But let's be honest, we know it's going to be longer than
Yeah,
that.
20-ish.
20-ish minutes, Sports Gambling. Do you think you would have given this a higher or lower rating, let's say in the modern day?
In the modern score, I
Yeah.
think it's going to be very close. I'll say that. And I think I gave Mario Kart a higher score.
No, it's 2.5 for
So
both
it's
of
the
them.
same.
It's the same.
Okay.
I gave it a 2.5. I gave F-Zero a 2.5 in the retro or in the modern day, and Mario Kart a 3. And I think that checks out. I think I'm very happy with the way that laid out.
I was actually going to say, I think I feel the same way. I think F-Zero is very similar to this in
Yes.
my head. I really liked F-Zero. I thought it was a lot of fun. You felt a lot of speed. I thought the racing itself was really cool. The actual turns and the actual technician side of it, which was really cool. So
I think it was they both ran on the same engine as well. I think
there you
Mario
go.
Kart used kind of the same engine, the Mode 7 engine or something along those lines.
Okay.
So
I thought they were very similar. So I'm kind of glad to see that those scores bear that out.
now imagine how good F-Zero would be if there were objects you could use.
Or if I could race as a giant gorilla. Oh, wonderful. Well, those are our scores. There's our ratings for Super Mario Kart. If you have any thoughts on Super Mario Kart, please hit us up at Retrograde Mikey, at Retrograde Andy on Twitter, at Retrograde Pod, everywhere else. So thank you so much for listening. We love every single one of you, and we can't wait to talk to you soon. My name's Andrew Bascom, and with me, as always, is the bad boy of podcasting, Mr. Bebop himself,
Mikey Aaronworth.
This is the Retrograde Podcast.
Game over.
Thank you so much for listening to the Retrograde podcast.
We look forward to recording this podcast all week long, and we hope you guys look forward to listening to it.
You know how we got into retro video game podcasting for the money and the babes? We're really in it for the ratings and reviews.
Money is ratings, reviews are babes.
Please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you enjoy podcasts.
For any business inquiries, you can always email the retrogradepodcast@gmail.com.
You can find us on Twitter @RetrogradePod.
And you can find Andrew on Twitter @RetrogradeAndy.
And then Mikey @RetrogradeMikey.
Instagram @The Retrograde Podcast. And remember, find us on Patreon, patreon.com/The Retrograde Podcast for all of your non-essential but very much enjoyable content. We don't ask that you give us much, apart from joining our Patreon. But what we do ask is that you join this community that we've grown. Also, give us some of your blood.
Yeah. I want some of your hair in a bag. Thanks for listening from your two dads.
Furnished by Sad Styles Productions.
Nothing funny? You don't have anything funny now? Come on, funny man. Any threats about stuffing genitals in someone's mouth?
If you question my humor again on this podcast,
Here he goes.
I will cut off your nuts and shove them in my mouth.
Oh, yum, yum.